Yo and hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your keeper, Delahazed, and I am joined by Terry
Hello.
and Donkey.
Hello, everyone.
Alright, hopefully that'll help. And as per usual, it's just a Sunday night with me, so nothing's really planned, nothing special. Just gonna chill for the next hour and waste your guys' time because I decided you guys have nothing better to do than be here and let us waste your time because why not,
This is
man?
self-inflicted. They chose to be here.
Well, I mean, they didn't really choose. It was either this or not be here. And not being here, well, I don't want to say it had repercussions, but well, there were definitely some repercussions.
But at the end of the day, they still chose to be here rather than face those repercussions. So it's on them.
This is true. This is true. That's what freedom of choice gets you, folks. I'm just kidding. I tried to have something set up for tonight, but it didn't go well. So plan B is, as always, just wing it. And sometimes that's choppy, sometimes that's not. We'll see what happens tonight. Donkey, it's been a long time since you've been on one of my nights.
Indeed, it has been.
What? Speaking of torturing yourselves, what brought you to this decision?
What do you mean? Coming here?
Voluntarily, might I add.
You think it's voluntarily.
See, he gets it. That's how you know he's been in the program for long enough.
I had nothing planned Sunday night, so
Figured you'd join Minions and fall asleep.
I haven't fallen asleep in like a year.
That sounds unhealthy. Go see a doctor.
On stream.
I never said on stream. God, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Then why would me falling asleep be relevant?
That's how your night's gonna go, isn't it? That's all I was asking. Didn't need you to make it a thing. They say pop makes you paranoid, but I don't know, man. I think it's all that. You know what? I'm not even going to get into that. Yeah, paranoia. Let's moving on. Jerry, how you doing tonight, bud?
Oh, not too bad. I was playing Jackbox with Jack Gunsky earlier today, so that's always fun.
And whose favor was a rigged in this time?
Mostly Frosted.
Oh, that comes as a shock to. Oh, let me look. Absolutely no one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just finishing Lucifer, Johnny. All right. Just catching up. Cool. Nice.
Is that a show or a game, or what is it?
It's a show.
Okay.
Basically, Devil goes to LA and helps a detective solve crime.
That's odd.
Yeah.
As long as it's a good show.
It gets odder. It's entertaining.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Demon has daddy issues, so abandons his job to go to the other version of hell.
Fair enough.
He's not a demon, he's an angel.
Well, that's true,
A fallen angel is also known as a demon in Christian myth.
Fuck your Christian myth. We're talking about the show's myth.
Yeah.
This is Sunday. This is Sunday night. There's no room for religion here.
But Jay's fault.
It's definitely not my fault.
Raymond Lewis is just basically saying that you're both right. Fallen angel and first demon. So
Thank you.
Well, I'm not gonna get into it. Because it's not worth it.
No, probably not. Yeah, I've been video gaming along. I got annoyed at Yakuza because I thought it stopped me from getting 100% completion, but I managed to find a workaround, so it's not too bad. But one of the side quests has you finding out that like one of the people who runs the restaurant is like involved in crime, and so he was just refusing to serve me as a customer. Unfortunately, one of the missions was get him to sell you something. It's like, oh fuck.
Fuck Tampa, that's my opinions.
But I found that if you just progress the clock to the next day, he suddenly forgets that he hates you and he just serves you normally. So like, okay, I fixed it. I can do the mission.
Oh, nice. I spent a week on the most painful fucking leveling system ever I've come across in my life.
Is that like Digimon? Am I thinking of the right one?
Yeah, it's just so amazing. Like, I didn't expect much from it. I thought it would just be, at least entertaining, and I could at least like, okay, cool. I can, even if I don't get to pick from it from what it looks like, I'll at least get to have whatever one I want at some point in the game anyway. So that's cool. But no, this is the most pain in the ass run around game ever. Like every pain in the ass run around game, take 5 of them and combine them together. This is one of that.
And this was like Cyber Sleuth or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seems to have like 2 different stories in the game. Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth. I went for one first, and either way, from what I've been reading, it doesn't seem like much difference in the leveling system. It's basically like Pokemon DX or Gale of Darkness meets Advent Children meets Dot Hack and themed with Digimon.
So out of all those, Gale of Darkness is the only one I've actually played.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's like all that combined. Like, it's a lot. The battling system is a lot like Advent Children with the turn base, and except it's not quite as random. It's just you could still pick it like most other Final Fantasy games, which attacks you use kind of thing.
Okay.
But you need But like when it comes to leveling out the ones you catch, like because you can go around scanning Digimon, and then as soon as you scan enough times, you can catch it, kind of thing.
Okay.
And train it up, and like if you want to get one to its ultimate form and max level kind of thing, it is the biggest pain in the ass.
That was my big problem with Pokemon was because I want to do every single Pokemon to maximum level. It's just like it takes way too long. So I end up giving up.
Well, the one I think is the coolest is this one called like Beelzemon, and it's got this form where it has wings and shotguns. I'm like, okay, yeah, I want that one. Badass motherfucker. I want him. It's the max form of this one, and I finally get it to the form before the max form, and I have to go start all over again because the way the leveling up system works is you have to meet certain requirements to evolve it. And when you go to evolve it to the next form, if there's a certain thing that if it doesn't, there's a certain stat that if it's required and you don't meet it, the only way you can increase it is to devolve and then re-evolve again.
Oh.
And when you devolve or evolve, all your levels start back at 0 or 1 again. So you have to build up your levels of the guy all over again.
That sounds torturous.
Exactly.
So how far back did you have to go? Back to champion or to rookie? And yes, I am aware of exact...
Baby.
Fuck!
More than once. Like, you have to go through it more than once, too, because there's, like...
You have to go from baby to mega?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, you can get an ultimate. You can scan enough to catch an ultimate. But if it requires the ABI to be a certain thing, and you don't have enough, the only way you're going to get it is if you devolve and start all over again. You only have to devolve once at a time, but if it's like you need 40 and you've got 10, you're probably going to want to go back all the way to like rookie or so.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the most fucked up thing. And then the only way to get fast XP, which I ended up figuring out by reading on later on in the game, like I'm on chapter 16 out of 20 finally, and I've spent 80 hours on this game. And the best way to level up is you need 3 platinum ones. Like there's 2 types of platinum ones that I've come across. The one that looks like a turd and the one that looks like a slug with wings. Oh yeah. Those are pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, but it wears off pretty fast. Yeah. And you need 3 of them as your main guys that you use for battle because they boost XP as their special skill. They boost XP gain. And then on top of that, you need to find a way to get these things called tactician USBs and use it on their inventory slots so that it boosts the XP they get too. And they can stack, but I think it's only like 2 or 3 per one of them, and you can only have like 3, so like 6 or 9, whatever it is.
It sounds like a game for me to never play.
Yeah. Basically, it's too long, don't play.
Yeah.
That's actually the general methodology when dealing with Digimon games. Unfortunately, they've had a history of this for like 30 years.
Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, I never got into Digimon, so I know nothing about them, but that does sound like a terrible leveling system. So.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, I get to be this cool, badass guy. He's going to be, I want to do that. I want to be this cool, badass guy. No. You have to go through all this bullshit. Fuck you.
Potentially due to the fact that Beelzemon specifically is one of the 7 demon lords of the digital world, you might have just picked a really bad path. Have you tried with others?
Oh, I've got others. It's just I really want blast mode.
Right. I can understand that.
I got 2 Beelzemon, but blast mode's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
The worst leveling system I've come across was a fighting game. I think it was Injustice 2. And the best way to do it is literally to just let the computer play on its own. Like you go to tower mode, set it to autoplay, and then it will fight far better than you can, I guarantee it. So you just let it play on its own until it's whatever level you want. And then
I learned about auto fight 14 chapters in.
Oh, right.
It's like I've been doing it manually at the bottom left hand of the screen, right out of my peripheral vision. There's a button that says auto. It's like, well, I'm fucking overpowered, and I've been overpowered for how long? And like, you spend most of this game overpowered until probably a third of the bosses so far.
Yeah.
And then they finally put up a challenge. You never lose, but they put up a challenge for you, that's for sure.
But no, I stopped playing once I realized that all I was doing was watching the computer play by itself, and that I was superfluous to requirements. I didn't need to do anything other than start the game. The rest it was doing for me. It's like, well, what am I doing here? What's the point of this? So I stopped and I just uninstalled it.
Yeah. Another annoying thing was like the mission system. One at a time. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Let me take all the ones that are in the same area at once. Go there, get those done, come back, find other ones that are like that, and get it all done at once.
But apparently the same thing applies to Mortal Kombat 11, which I haven't actually played. I do own it, but I haven't played it. Because I was watching a guy on YouTube and he said, I know it looks like I'm like a really high level. But that's just because I let it run overnight. Does auto leveling for me. Like it says I've been playing for 100 hours. About 30 of that was actually me playing.
Wow.
You're like, well, that's not a good advertisement for the game.
Then I tested that Jump Force game a little bit on my laptop. At least I'm guessing it'll run better on my computer, which has a hell of a lot more space than my laptop does. But still haven't had a chance to test that yet. But I got to like create a character thing, and it's like, okay, so manga characters or anime characters are coming out of whatever and trying to take over the world, and then others are coming out and trying to save you from the ones that are trying to take over the world, and then you play a guy who gets hit with a ricochet attack from Frieza, and your body's badly damaged. Trunks shows up to fucking save you, and the only way they could do it is with this device they developed that will revive you, but it will reshape your body into that of a hero. That sounds like a lot more technology that is needed. Why? If you guys could develop that, why couldn't you develop a technology that would just revive me normally?
That would be easier.
Right? Like, why do I have to go through all this bullshit? Like, sure, it's cool I get to become a hero, but why the fuck do I gotta... What if I don't want to become a hero, man? What if I don't want that baggage?
Well, was it Tina Turner who pointed out we don't need another hero?
Exactly. You don't need it.
But I think once I'm done with Yakuza 2, I think it's time to replay Catherine, because I haven't played that game in a very long time, and it's weird. The puzzle part is actually my least favorite part, and that's the actual game.
Yeah, Catherine's my favorite part.
Yes, easily. C-Athrine, not K-Athrine.
I mean, obviously.
just for the benefit of the people in chat who may not be aware, C-Athrine is the good one. K-Athrine is just boring.
She should have been named Karen.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's the Karen of Catherine's. That's why it's spelled with a K.
That makes sense. I never thought of it that way, but I think you're onto something.
Oh, it's called a roll.
And
Johnny's quoting some Enrique Iglesias Royateri.
Oh, that's what he's quoting. I figured it had to be a quote from something, but I didn't recognize it. I remember when I played it on Xbox, I finished it once, and I was like, I do want to see the other endings, but I don't want to play this game 7 more times. So I just watched them on YouTube.
I just saved at the right spot, and then boom. I could bear that much a couple times, like maybe once a week for the next few weeks.
I think you'd need a fair few save points, because it was done by which girl you went with, but also your alignment. So if they matched, you got a good ending. If they didn't match, you got a bad ending. So I think you'd need like 2 or 3 different save points with different alignments, which would probably be playing the game 3 times, which is more than I was prepared to do.
Fair enough. And
it sounds weird, but if there was a way to take the puzzle game out and just do the the rest of it, the game would be like 5 times better.
Kind of didn't mind the puzzle so bad. I'm not going to say I would choose to keep it if it was up to me, but I didn't mind it so bad.
I didn't mind it, but the whole time I was doing them, I was like, oh God, just get this over with so I can get back to the story.
I know, it's like, is there anything else besides this goddamn puzzle over and over? Like, yes, it's a different puzzle, but it's the same. It's fundamentally the same. And
that was the problem. With the exception of the boss fights, which were quite different to your regular levels, the same techniques worked on every level. Like, they didn't get harder, they just got longer. Like, you didn't really need to learn new tricks. It's just the stuff you learned in the first one worked till the end. It just took you forever.
Exactly. I did like like you said with the boss ones, I did like the one where it's like she's chasing you up the thing and you're trying to fucking climb away.
Yeah. I mean, all of the bosses were quite cool because they were like different to just a regular level. Like, there's one with like there's the baby that's like chasing after you.
Oh God, no! I am not committed to fatherhood. Get away!
And there was the one where like Catherine is slowly plotting behind you, like, hurry the fuck up. The whole time you're playing the level, and she's like the one that always gets you killed.
Well, I meant like she's chasing after you, not following you.
No, that was a different bot, but there was one of the boss fights.
Right, yeah.
Like, you're being chased up the level, and she's slowly climbing after you because you're trying to rescue her from Catherine, and it's just
wait. Wasn't the one chasing you like the thing chasing you up the puzzle the demon version of Catherine? Or has it been too long since I've played this?
It's been a long time since I've played it. I remember there was one level where Catherine was following you because you were trying to save her. I don't remember who was chasing you, but I'm assuming it was Catherine because my memory of the plot was that he was scared that Catherine was going to kill Catherine. He was trying to save her. But I may be completely misremembering. I haven't played it in a very long time. I don't even remember how many years ago. Let's see, when did the game come out? 2011, 10 years ago. So it's been 10 years since I played it.
Yeah, it's been a few years since I played it. God damn.
I do think it's funny that you have to go into the bathroom to see the pictures that Catherine sends you. Like, you're sitting there having a conversation with your friends. Your phone is I'm going to go to the bathroom.
That's not suspicious at all. It's totally casual.
Stop being creepy.
Hey, it's in the game. I'm just telling you what's in the game.
I know exactly what's in this game. Stop being creepy.
You're one to talk, Frenchman.
I am not French.
You live in Toronto, don't you?
I don't even start.
I told you before the stream, this is all I have, Donkey. Without this, I have no content to give the viewers. I am utterly useless. Give me this one thing. I've given you so much in the time I've known you.
All you've given me is torture.
I let you speak your opinion in peace a lot of times.
A very wise individual on the internet says torture is how you make friends, so you should be grateful, Donkey.
This is true. If I didn't torture you, it would mean I didn't care.
Exactly.
Do not quote the kitchen rule to me.
Do not make me quote the kitchen rule to you. This is not how this game is played. You have 5 seconds to comply.
It's there's an idea. We could load up Akinator and see if it can guess Eeyore.
There you go. If you do not hurry, we will have to switch to 10 seconds to comply. All right. Akinator. Hey, look, it remembers it. Shock. The shock. All right. Hey, look, a play button. All right. Characters.
When Johnny was doing the Akinator with your name, Della, and it came up with your internet friend. It was like,
dude, that was a perfect likeness. I've never looked so good. Is your character real? I don't know if Donkey's real, but I choose to let him believe he is. Does your character have animal ears? Well, he is a donkey. Does your character have human eyes? Probably not. Is your character scary? Only to small children.
oh God.
Does your character have robotic parts? I did not bother asking. That seemed kind of personal. Does your character own a house? Not likely. I mean, what kind of house owner lets crickets in there? He's obviously renting. Is your character missing a foot? Well, I mean, how tall are you, Donkey?
6'2".
Oh, he's clearly lying. He's totally missing a foot. Does your character use a paintbrush? I mean, probably for their teeth. You're a donkey. What can I say? Is your character a gym teacher? No. Is your character an accessory? Yes. Is your character a tissue box? Exactly. Is your person from the side man? I don't know what that is. Does your character do backflips? Yes, they're very sad. He gives up halfway. Does your character cry on screen? Only from laughing. Does this count as a podcast? Because if so, you've been on one.
Yeah.
Has your character ever played with Richard Gere? I don't want to know.
Well, I know he put gerbils up his butt. I don't know if he could fit a donkey in there.
Donkey, how tight are you with Pete?
What the fuck?
You and Pete, how tight are you?
I am not at liberty to discuss any relations with Pete.
So you guys aren't friends. Got it. You're not friends with a sloth. Okay, moving on. Does your character wear a red outfit? I'm not answering that. Is your character based on a real person? No. Does your character enjoy punching things? Their ego. Is your character known for bullying? No, they are known for being bullied. Does your character have toes? No, those are hooves. Does your character have a viral video? Not likely. Oh, we got a perfect likeness. Give me a minute to figure out how to show it. There we go. I think.
Oh, perfect.
There we go. We got a perfect likeness. Look at that. Oh, nobody tell Jack. Nobody tell Jack.
It's like he's met Donkey.
And look, they managed to Photoshop a smile. They Photoshopped a weak ass smile. Okay. Who the fuck is this?
I don't know who that is. I've never heard of J10B100.
You have now.
I guess so.
Perfect. That's exactly who it was.
Seriously?
This is Sunday night. Why are you using such foul language?
It makes a
Because
good
Sunday
point.
morning is sanctified time. Sunday evening is time to get drunk.
Are
Well, I know
you
Sunday
drunk?
mornings are easy. That bit I know. I don't know.
Um,
Sanctified.
I'm not drunk right now. I wish I was.
Well, whose fault is that?
I don't know. Maybe the bitch that doesn't let us have alcohol.
Hmm.
Mm,
I'm going to say it's your fault. It's
I mean, adulting is pretty much all on you, so yeah.
yeah. It's
You chose the terms with which to live. Now you must accept them.
I accept them happily.
That sounded a little too French for my liking.
Rusticaris.
And this is why we said only around small children. Gosh.
I mean, people say that as if it's a bad thing. I don't want little kids near me.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
But if that's the case, why not just get a restraining order against little... Let's get a restraining orders against children.
that
All
is
the
a good idea.
children.
Yes.
How much would that cost?
Whatever it is, perfect.
10 to 15 years prison time for your first offense.
Clearly, Donkey's not paying attention.
No, I am. That'll get you a restraining order against children.
I suppose that's one way to do it.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be against me. I want it to be like the children have the restraining order that they have to follow.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think just putting bear traps in the lawn should stop them from approaching.
Well, I mean, you'd think that, but they better be rusted. Otherwise, if they're all polished and new, kids are going to see them and go, "Oh, shiny," and then moms are going to get mad at you. My kid's missing a goddamn arm because of that thing. Well, you shouldn't have fucking put his finger there. Now should he?
That sounds like the kid's fault to me.
Yeah, but you know how moms are. It's always, they didn't know any better. Well, teach them.
Well, yeah,
My
you're the
little
parent.
angel could do nothing wrong. It's all your fault.
Well, he can't
It's
do
your
anything wrong
property.
now. He's got no arms.
It's a life lesson.
Yeah.
I'm doing the world a favor here. All right.
If your kid is dumb enough to stick his arm in a bear trap, we're doing the world a favor.
He's 4 months old. Then put him in a crib. Why do I have to tell you how to be a parent?
Cannibalistic Wizard says punji traps. Well, yeah, those would also keep the kids at bay.
Mm-hmm.
I think bear traps are cooler. I don't know why. There's something cool about the way they sort of like they snapshot and take the kid's leg with it.
It's the teeth.
Yes.
It's all the teeth. You know what you need to do? You need to not only put bear trap, but you need to add like some sort of sound pad thing so that when it snaps, it sounds like a bear growling.
I was just about to say, for all the bear traps I've seen like in TV and media, I've never seen them used on a bear.
Didn't they try that in Yogi?
Maybe. Maybe they did. But like it's always been like people who get stuck in the bear trap or in one book, in one game book, you get stuck in a bear trap and you have to cut your leg off.
Mm.
And it's ill advised because you kind of die if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. One of the Saw movies. I think that was the main thing. The end game was to get them to fucking cut their foot off.
Yes, he had the shackles around his ankle, and the only way he could escape was to cut his foot off.
Yeah, and there was 2 of them in there, and only one of them did it. And it's like, wow, the doctor cut his own foot off. All right.
Yeah, and then there was like the big reveal that he had a key the whole time, but it got washed down the drain.
Funny times.
Yeah, I think I've only seen the first 2 Saw movies, but from what I've heard, they get really, really bad, really, really quick after the first 2.
Yeah.
Like from what I've read on like TV tropes and just on the internet, they had 2 good movies and then they just went to shit.
Yeah, it's almost like they saw a good thing and decided to milk it, but from what I heard a long time ago, from a few sources, there was talk that it was all one long script originally, so they originally planned to try and get it all out into movies, more than like one movie kind of thing, as opposed to my original theory of like they tried to milk it and extend it as much as they could. It's like, okay, they did good after 1, 2, not so bad, 3, they're pushing it.
Yeah. I would definitely say I like the first one more than the second. The second one was still decent, but I like the first one more. And yeah, I haven't seen any of the others.
Right.
It's I think they made a whole ton of them, didn't they? They what are they up to now? Is it like 7 or 8 or something?
Probably.
The 6th movie introduced a soft reboot, and though the quality's been increasing, it hasn't increased to the level of 1 or 2 yet.
So it's the Fast and Furious of horror. It's just too many of them already.
I've never seen the Fast and the Furious. That is a series that I have zero interest in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Street racers fight terrorists.
Yeah, that doesn't grab my attention. Yeah,
that's fair.
It's yeah, I forget why I saw the first Saw movie. I know I was at my mum's place, and I don't know if it was my brother or something. He was like, "Here, watch this," and all right. And it was good enough that I was willing to watch the sequel, but the sequel wasn't good enough that I was like, I need to see more. I was like, okay, tis enough.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, chat. Exactly. It's just car porn and it's overrated.
I've never been a car guy, so I like car porn is like the most boring thing I can imagine. I don't understand why guys go crazy for cars, but
like I can appreciate a nice looking car. I can look at it and be like, you know what, that looks nice. I don't mind just spending a few extra seconds of my day to just stop what I'm doing and look at that for a little bit. But I'm not about to go like, oh, look at that car, man. I bet it's got some sort of fucking turbocharged horsepower engine with torque all over the place. I don't know. I'm an automotive illiterate, of course. So you can imagine.
As far as I know, everything you said made perfect sense.
I know a lot of words I used were accurate. I just don't think they were accurately used.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't even have a license, so I mean, even if I had a car, I couldn't do much with it.
I've never even gotten my learners.
No, me neither. I inherited a car when my dad died, and I was just like, my auntie was, "Do you want it?" Like, you can have it. This is useless to me. They're just sitting there taking up space. This is, not the same auntie that sued me, so I was never going to give her anything. But
naturally.
The other auntie who was at least sneakier about wanting more money than she deserved.
The at least slightly more respectable one.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I don't need a car. I've got zero use for it. You want it? I'll go to the. We call it the RTA, but it's like the American DMV. Like,
Right.
I'll sign it over to you. That's not a problem.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not like it was, a Cadillac or anything. It was this cheap, like $2,000 car. So as far as cars go, it's not like it was, something that I was going to sell and make a fortune on. And like, if you're going to drive it, take it.
Yeah. I remember my grandfather when I was a kid. Growing up, he had 1980 some Corvette or whatever it was. For some reason, he had a yellow Corvette. I mean, Corvette was nice and all, but why yellow? But other than that, optional T-bone roof. It was only a 2-seater, but hey, it was just him and my grandma. So who cares, right? Like, fuck.
One of the benefits to being colorblind is like maybe yellow is a terrible color for a car. I don't know. It's just a color to me. Whatever.
Like, you want to go in the bright yellow sun of a hot summer day and look at a car that's yellow? Come on.
See, for me, the only color that has anything with me is pink, because that's got like connotations. Like, pink is very, very firmly associated with feminine. But anything other than that is like, whatever. Pink, green, yellow.
That's so funny because
are you pushing your gender stereotypes on this stream?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%. And that's very funny because nowadays my grandfather, once my grandfather went into retirement, my grandmother's car got traded in, and they ended up upgrading to this pink vehicle, which he swears it's not pink, it's just the lighting hitting it. I'm like, yeah, the lighting hitting it, showing it the color pink.
I mean, people tell me that I've got a pink iPhone. It doesn't look pink to me, but I'm colorblind, so I will trust their judgment that it's pink. It's just I went there, they said this is the only color we've got. Like, Chef, I don't care, I'll take it. And apparently it's pink.
Oh yeah. Like, I never really cared much, but the first time I asked him, I was like, why is it pink? And he's like, it's not pink. And that's when I knew I'm gonna have fun with this.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at my phone now and I still don't see it. Like, no.
It's like, that's not pink. Okay, sorry, salmon, whatever. Why is it salmon? It's not. It's just the way the light hits it. You think it looks pink. I think it looks pink because it is.
And I'm the same as Cannibalistic Wizard. Black and navy blue are basically the same color to me.
Fair enough. And that's an easy one to. That's a very understandable one too. Like, they're so close.
I've actually been screwed over by my color blindness in board games, because I thought I had a certain color. Turns out, no. I've got something very different. And so I'm like, okay, I'll play this. And they're like, dude, you can't put a red and a brown together. Oh, shit. I thought they were both brown. Fuck, all right.
I mean, we go red, then brown.
But, just because, the lighting's pretty bad. It's nighttime. They've only got a single light bulb. It's like very dimly lit. It's like, look the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah. I don't notice much ill effect from my color blindness, but when it sort of becomes apparent, it really fucks me over.
That's fair. Someone speaking patriarchy.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
The worst the color blindness has ever got me in a game was actually Witcher 3. Apparently there's a colorblind mode, but I didn't know about it when I was playing it.
Oh, cool.
But when I played it, the red blood trails that you're supposed to follow on green grass, I could not see them for the life of me. I could see very faint hints here and there, but God, trying to follow that trail, I had to wait. I had to do the meditate thing until it was nighttime, because at least that made it stand out a little bit more, enough that I could at least see something. But,
Right.
Oh, that was brutal, trying to fucking follow those blood trails or the red clouds when you're following a scent. Like, oh, fuck. Those were nasty. If I ever play it again, I'll have to find this colorblind mode, because that was the single worst part of the game.
Fair enough. Yeah, I could see that being a bitch.
And it's a shame because it's such a good game. Like, if it was just a game I didn't really care about, I'd be like, fuck this. I can't see it. Who cares? But I really wanted to keep playing. It's like, all right, I've got to figure out a way to do this. And luckily at nighttime, or nighttime in the game, the trails are slightly easier to see. Like, this is the best I'm going to get. Let's do it.
Yeah. As long as it managed to work out, that's good enough, I suppose. But still, that's got to be really annoying.
Oh, that really was. Johnny says he's never played the Witcher series. They get better as they go. The first one's nah. The second one's better. The third one's awesome.
Fair.
So I would just play the third one. You can easily skip the first two.
I was thinking about doing that. Just skipping the first two and playing the third.
Unless you're like OCD and have to do things in order, I would recommend start with 3.
I have my OCD moments, but not in that way.
Yeah, so if you're fine with starting at number 3, that's where I think everyone should start.
I mean, I grew up watching countless series starting somewhere in the middle, so I'm used to, chronological order being out of whack.
But you don't need the story of the first 2 to understand the third one anyway. So
Perfect.
Everything you need to know is explained in the game, so you'll be fine.
That was another thing that annoyed me about that Digimon game, to circle back real quick. Fucking trying to speed through it because it's so long and so annoying and so boring, and you're speeding through all the dialogue and you forget to read it because you just want to get it over with, and it's like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Guess I should have read some of that dialogue, eh?
Yeah.
Luckily, there's someone that hints to you, but
yeah. A lot of games are kind enough to actually have like a way to check the chat history, like the dialogue that's just been spoken. So if you miss something, you can go to the sort of the record and just scroll back up and see what the fuck people were saying. It's the other thing. This is a TV show, but if anyone watches Blackadder, you can safely skip the first season.
But do you really want to?
Well, here's the thing. I like the first season, but the first season is not representative of the show as a whole.
This is true.
If you don't like season 1, I would say watch season 2. If you don't like season 2, you don't like the show.
Fair. That's fair. George.
I think it's between 2 and 3 for my favorite season. It's hard to pick between them. Those are both really, really high up there.
when George is a king and Adder is a butler, but they switch roles when fucking what's his nuts comes in. That is so fun.
I remember there was one where the actors they're, like putting on a performance, and Blackadder convinces Prince George that they're actually going to overthrow him, and so he gets them arrested. And then every time they hear the word Macbeth, they have to do this ridiculous sort of superstitious, procedure. And so while
the spit dance,
and then so while they're sort of tied up and being carted away, he just casually shouts Macbeth at them as they're being dragged to jail.
Oh, so evil.
Yes. Seasons 2 and 3 were easily the best. Season 4, I never liked. Maybe it's just the military setting. I've never really liked those. But season 1 I enjoyed, but it's not Blackadder as it's as it's known.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in the trenches, they weren't the strongest seasons, but they did have some good ones. Like I kind of liked the one where Adder gets charged for killing
the pigeon.
General Malcolm's pigeon.
Yeah.
That was. Did you have a pigeon, a plump, blue-breasted pigeon that you grew up with and played with as a boy? Yes, I did. And did you see the accused, Sir Blackadder, shoot this pigeon? Yes, I did. Can you point the assailant out to? He's right there. And then it just goes back from being a witness to being the judge. Oh, this is so much fun.
I remember there was one where I think he was like about to be shot or something, and he's like hoping for a pardon from the governor, and so he's just about to get shot, and then we've got word from the governor. He says, "Get on with it."
Right. Or what about when like Stephen Fry is like the king and Adder's like comes to fucking rescue him when he's like during the revolution kind of thing. He's being held in jail. It's like, oh, yes, I guess I can't take this money with me. Here you go. You sounded very familiar. Blackadder, is that you?
I think if anyone hasn't seen it, the Blackadder Christmas Carol is the best take on on a Christmas Carol that I've seen. It's absolutely brilliant. So definitely recommend that if you're a fan of Blackadder. That would probably help. But the basic idea.
If you're not watching, you will be.
Yeah, the basic idea is that the whole thing is in reverse. He starts off as a nice guy, then the ghosts who are like trying to thank him for being such a nice guy, convince him to be like the jerk that he's known as in the series. Definitely recommend it.
Well,
I think they're coming up on last 5 minutes.
I'd say it's about that time. Yeah, starting to get there. Don't you start. I do have a mute button on this one.
Good for you.
I made sure of that when I sent you the link. In case you started speaking your native tongue.
Hey,
What? You're the one who said you're from Toronto.
I am not from Toronto.
Look, we could go back and forth about this all night, but in the end, wouldn't it just be easier to admit I'm right?
No, because you objectively are not right.
But subjectively, I am right, is what you're saying.
I did not make a comment for or against objective thinking. I mean,
But you made an
subjective
implication.
thinking.
But you made an implication when you specified.
No,
Yes.
no.
You're the one who brought. You were the one who chose to add the specific word objectively. Therefore, so what does that mean? Are there options like subjectively? Let's explore this.
Actually, in a strange sort of way, you are right on this.
See?
Delusionally, you might be right.
See? Wouldn't it just be easier to accept that I am correct?
I think it would be.
Would it not save you a hassle?
So is
No,
everyone from
because-
Toronto this stubborn?
Stubborn
Shush.
like
How come you?
Frenchman.
I am not going to admit I am from Toronto because Toronto is the second worst place in Canada after Quebec.
I mean, isn't Toronto in Quebec?
I wish it was.
Why, you feel homesick?
Jesus Christ.
Well played.
I'm telling you, it's just going to be so much easier to accept what I tell you. You don't even have to really mean it. You just have to make me believe you believe it. And that's all I care about.
Sure thing, Cannibal. Take a look at your current administration and tell me that.
Glass house.
Yep.
Yeah,
I will-
glass house, donkey. Glass house.
I will openly admit that insulting the American administration is the pot calling the kettle black, but I'm still going to do it.
Why's the kettle got to be black? That sounds racist.
Oh, fuck off.
It's not racist. It's science. Oh, wait. That is racist. It's totally racist. It's the most racist thing ever, but it's the best racist thing ever because it's science.
Yes. The pot is calling the kettle of color.
See, the fact that the pot has the kettle's number is astounding in and of itself. I didn't even know dishes had cell phones.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive, folks. What a time to be alive. Speaking of time to be alive, let's get on out of here so we can stop boring them to death. You guys got any parting thoughts? Let's start with the depressing one.
Destroy your local parliament building.
Don't go to Toronto unless you want to visit Donkey. Why would you want to do that?
I would translate, but I don't speak French, so I don't know what Donkey said. But I'm sure it was along the lines of Ontario is Toronto, is Quebec, is disgusting.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for letting me bully you, Donkey. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night when Quiz is scheduled to host, as per usual. Keep an eye out, as always, on Twitter and or Discord just to make sure you know when he's going live, because, as always, it'll either be early, late, or on time. You just got to keep an eye out for which one.
Definitely one of those three.
Yeah. I mean, we had other options, but those seemed like the most appropriate ones to pick.
Yeah, I think he's right. I think
It was easier to keep track of those ones. You know,
I think that's fair.
Yeah. The other ones were just too all over the place and consistent. It was just a mess, man. No amount of spider webs could keep track of that. But yeah. Thanks again, guys. Have a good night and take it easy. The zoo is closed.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.